I'm 75 and I'm not slowing down. In fact, I'm thriving. Now, if you're in or near the fourth quarter of life, stick with me to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you how you can thrive too. Hey, I'm Fortney and I'm forging my way towards the finish line in the fourth quarter of life, posting videos along the way. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to thrive. Now, I'm going to read something here. Thriving at 75 is really about staying engaged with life on every level. Keeping your body moving, keeping your mind curious, and staying connected with people. You have to have a sense of purpose in life. It means taking care of your health through stress management, adequate sleep, proper diet, and staying in touch with your healthcare provider as needed. Thriving means practicing gratitude so you can stay focused on what is still possible in your life instead of what's changed as you've aged. And above all, thriving in the fourth quarter of life comes from choosing activity over withdrawal, connection over isolation, and purpose over passivity. Now in the rest of the video, I'm going to expand on these ideas a little bit. At this age, it's very important that you make peace with your past if you want to thrive. You have to let go of regrets, resentments, and what-ifs. You have to forgive yourself and others for things in the past. You weren't meant to carry around this kind of emotional baggage. It only weighs you down and saps you of the energy you need to live in the present. The next thing I'm going to talk about is it's critically important that we learn how to manage stress as we age if we want to thrive. When we're under continual stress, the body is constantly in the fight-flight mode, which is very bad for your health if it becomes a norm instead of the exception. We need to consciously move ourselves from fight-flight mode, the sympathetic nervous system, into rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic nervous system. When we're under constant stress, the body doesn't have time to relax and restore itself. Constant stress in an older person can even lead to cognitive decline, which makes us more susceptible to things like Alzheimer's disease. Now, there are a number of things that we can do to move ourselves from fight and flight mode into rest and digest mode. The main one I'm going to talk about today is stimulating the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve is a long nerve that runs from the brainstem down through the neck, into the chest, into the belly. And it's the body's main relaxation pathway. It carries signals that cause the body to relax, deepen breathing, and move the body from fight, flight into rest and digest mode. Now, the easiest ways to stimulate the vagus nerve is singing or humming or even gargling. These stimulate the vagus nerve as it moves down past the larynx and the voice box and allows the body to move into a more restorative state. Other things you can do, in addition to what I just mentioned, is you can practice deep belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, and even splashing cold water on your face. These simple things move the body into a more restorative, healthy state. Now, if you want to thrive when you're this age, it's important that you get adequate sleep. Experts tell us we should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. Now, it's very important your bedroom be cool and dark. Things like ambient light coming in from around the windows, or routers blinking, or digital displays on clock can really adversely affect the quality of your life, your sleep. Now, I wear a sleep mask, and it really improved the quality of my sleep. Last thing I'll mention is if you're on screens right before bed, that might be a TV, a computer, or even your phone, it's important that you invest in a good pair of blue light blocking glasses. The blue light inhibits your body's production of melatonin, which is your natural sleep hormone. Block that out so your body can make your natural sleep hormone and your sleep will improve. Okay, so let's briefly talk about diet. Now, I intend to do another video in the future that's going to talk more in depth about healthy eating. But for today's video, we're just going to talk about some basic things we can do. You're going to want to eliminate highly processed foods from your diet. You're going to reduce sugar intake, especially sugary drinks. You can replace them with green tea, black coffee, or unsweetened fizzy waters. In general, adopting a Mediterranean-style diet is going to be health promoting. Now, these dietary changes are not going to be easy, but over time, you will see your health and your quality of life improve. Part of thriving at this age is staying physically active. Movement is medicine. Now, for me, that's walking, a lot of walking. It keeps my joints loose and helps with my balance. But movement or exercising does not have to be complicated. You don't have to have a gym membership or do anything like that. Simple balance exercises, a light strength workout using resistance bands or light dumbbells, body weight squats and toe raises is all you need several times a week to keep yourself active and healthy. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. Speaking of exercising, it's very important to exercise our mind by staying curious and keeping the mind engaged. Don't stop learning. Try new things, ask questions, stay interested in life. As a matter of fact, exercising the brain, the mind, is probably even more important than physical exercise. Another important aspect of thriving is maintaining purpose through work or meaningful projects that help other people. Now, I still work, and that gives me structure and purpose and keeps me connected with people. But your purpose doesn't have to be a job. It can be teaching, volunteering, mentoring, anything that gives your life purpose and meaning and helps other people. Finally, to thrive, we need to practice gratitude and positive connection. For me, that connection is to Jesus Christ, His church, and the people around me. When you wake up in the morning thankful for your salvation, your family, and all the blessings that God's put into your life, it changes everything. At this age, joy comes from connection, not isolation. Well, that does it for today's video. Now, if you found anything in it helpful, give it a like, consider subscribing, and maybe even push it out to somebody that might benefit from this information. As we get near the fourth quarter of life, we all have stories. Now, I hope that you're thriving, and I'd love to hear some of your story in the comments below. Now, consider checking out some of the other videos on my channel here. So until the next time, this is 14 the 4th, reminding you to check back, let's interact, and always remember, God has your back.